Hi, yogis. This is Chanel with Yoga Amore. Today, I have a little practice to help us focus on sciatica nerve pain. So, if you're one of those that suffers from this frequently, please make sure you get permission from your doctor first before going through any yoga stretches, any yoga movements. So, get that permission. If you are having any pain right now and doing this with me now, I ask you to please be very mindful of your body, listen to it. It's going to tell you when something doesn't feel good. So pay close attention, move through things nice and slow, which this will be slow movement, and just pay attention. Be very present, and your practice will be much better for you. So as far as props go, if you have a hand towel at home, just something like this, or if you have a yoga strap, that works as well. Also, if you have a block, a yoga block at home, grab one of those. If you don't, that's okay. And then grab a pillow for later in Savasana. So, having said that, let's get started. Let's just start seated on the mat. So, if you have that pillow, you can place the pillow just right behind your sits bones, kind of lifting your hips up a little bit. We're going to just sit here. This is my partner, Rambo, making sure everything's going okay. So place your hands lightly on the knees. Let's go ahead and roll the shoulders forward and back, closing the eyelids. Roll the shoulders forward and back, sitting up nice and tall. And just settling in. I want you to take a few breaths here just to settle in and release the thoughts that are rolling around in your head right now. Making room for you to be more present in this little practice. Inhaling good positive vibes, good energy, and exhaling all negative thoughts, judgment, and anything else you don't need. Taking deep breaths and exhaling. Let's do a couple more. Inhale and exhale. Just start to flutter the eyelids back open. We're going to make our way to a flat belly on the mat. So, excuse us, Mr. Rambo. So, dropping the hips down, lower your body to the mat. Have your feet nice, wide spread, about mat width distance. And then I want you to place your palms just about chest level here. So the elbows are back. Roll the shoulders back and down into their pockets. And so this movement we're about to do is really good, especially if you have sciatica nerve caused by a herniated disc. And what it may do is feel a little uncomfortable on the first one, but after the next couple, 2, 3, it should start to feel better. So we're going to inhale, press into those palms, lift the chest up, squeezing the glutes as you come up, and then carefully exhale, lower the body all the way down. And we'll inhale, press into those palms, lift the body up, and exhale, bring it all the way down. Let's do this a few more times. Inhale the body up. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Now, if this is a little difficult for you, you can bring it to your elbows into a Sphinx pose, pressing into the elbows. So in your Sphinx pose, you want to press deep into the palms, the elbows, press the pelvic bone into the mat, squeezing the glutes, protecting the lower back, and then you can exhale, drop the chest down. And inhale, press into the forearms. And exhale, bring it down. Back to the other movement. Inhale, press into the palms. Remember, the palms are at chest level. Exhale, bring it all the way down. You may not go up that high. You may just be here. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 5 more. Whether you're on your forearms or on your palms, let's do 5 more. Exhaling it down, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, going up and slow. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. I'll do them on my forearms, and exhale it down. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Now bend the knees, tick-tock the legs side to side like windshield wipers. Just side to side. And then straighten them out. Sliding the palms in, you're going to gently push yourself all the way up to a nice tabletop position. So adjust your body accordingly. You want your knees in line with the hips and your palms directly underneath the shoulders. So a flat back here. Little cat-cow movement to loosen up the spine. So we're going to inhale, drop that belly down. And exhale, you're going to arch the back up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin at the end of the breath. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, into your cat. Inhale, into your cow. Exhale, into your cat. 1 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And flatten it out. Walking the hands back out. You're going to drop it to your forearms and just gently slide the legs behind you. And then you're going to roll over, sticking your right arm out first, allowing you to roll over onto your back. So just be careful coming down to your back, especially if you're having pain currently. So grabbing that hand towel, have your block nearby. And we're going to be here on the floor for a little bit. So partner's coming in to check. Let's move him out of the way. That's Mr. Rambo. So let's place our backs on the mat, walking the feet in towards your sits bones. Scoot, scoot. Palms laying flat. Let's roll the shoulders back and down and just kind of snuggle in your shoulders. Now here, take notice if you've got this space, your lumbar and the mat. I want you to press the lumbar back into the floor, hugging the belly button towards the spine. Chin up, just taking a few deep breaths here. Pressing that lumbar into the floor by pressing the feet into the floor as well. It kind of curves the tailbone up. Now, grabbing that hand towel, you're going to take it on either hand. So we're going to bring the right leg in first. I want you to place the towel. It's going to give you some length here. Wrap it or your yoga strap around the bottom of your foot. So might stay here. Your knee might have to stay bent, and that's perfectly fine. We're pressing that lower back into the floor. So knee bent. If you can lengthen the leg and be pulling that big toe towards your face. Everybody's going to be different flexibility-wise, so just make sure you're listening to your body. Once again, I urge you, please be very mindful of your lower back. Press that lower back into the floor while you're pulling that leg, the big toe, towards your face. A few more breaths here. So one hand is gripped on each side of the towel, adding some weight to it. You can also bend the knee and straighten the leg if you'd like. So as you exhale, bend that knee, pulling that knee down towards the chest. And as you inhale, lengthen the leg, pressing the heel up towards the ceiling. This is continuously adding the pressure into the lower back, pressing it into the mat at the same time. So bending the knee and straightening the leg. Only if you're ready, if you have the flexibility to do so. Or otherwise, just stay here with that bent knee. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, take that left leg out and lengthen it towards the mat. Hyperflexing that foot so the big toe, left big toe, is up towards the ceiling. If you notice space creating in that lower back on the mat, you're going to need to bring that left foot back in. Here's the challenge. lengthening that left leg, and keep pulling that right leg closer towards your forehead. So again, you can bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Hold here. Let's go for 8 more counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and slide that left leg back in. And then we're going to release that right leg and then bend that knee. Bring the right foot back down to the mat. And just kind of little swivel of the knees side to side. Just nice and gentle supine twist here. And then we'll center the knees out. Walk the feet back in. Resting the lumbar into the floor. Remember, no space in the mat. We're going to go to the other side. So gripping your towel, one hand on each end, and slowly pull that left leg in, drawing it underneath your yoga strap or towel. Starting with that bent knee. Here we go. Apply the pressure from the strap or the towel into the bottom of the foot and pull that leg towards you. So remember, always perfectly fine starting with that bent knee. And maybe working into an exhale, pulling the knee down, and inhaling, straightening the leg. So think about reaching the heel up towards the ceiling. And you can exhale here and inhale here. Nice and slow, just a little alternation here. Or just stick with the bent knee or the straight leg. You've got options here, but just remember, no space. We're pressing the lumbar into the floor. That lower back is anchoring into the earth, as we're also getting a nice hamstring stretch here on the back of the left leg. A few more breaths here, just settling into it, enjoying the stretch, and hopefully some relief in that in your sciatica nerve pain. I'm going to bend my knee again, and then lift the heel up towards the ceiling. And bend it again, and lift. Now I'm going to take it to the challenge. If you're ready, go ahead and extend that right leg. Flex the right foot, lengthen on that right side, and pull on that left leg. So again, you can have the bent knee and extend, or stay extended or bent, your choice. I like the alternation actually. Different stretch. I feel like when I'm bending and straightening, it's kind of working my big toe closer and closer. It may not look like it, but it sure feels like it. Towards my forehead anyways. Bend and straighten. I'm going to hold it here for 8 more counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring that right leg back in, foot to the mat. And then release that left foot back down to the mat. And then going to put that towel off to the side. Just rest your arms, bring it to your tippy toes, and rock the knees left to right. Just gently, ever so gently. Inhaling it up and exhaling it down. One more each way. Centering it out and gently bringing one knee into the chest and then the other, and give yourself a nice gentle squeeze. You can also rock side to side if that feels good to you. Maybe even rotate the ankles. Make sure you go the opposite direction as well. And rotation. And then we'll center it out. Big squeeze. And then release the knees, feet back to the mat. So grab your block if you have one. Again, if you don't have one, that's perfectly fine. We'll work through that. So you walk your feet back in. Just a little bridge work here. Palms facing down along each side of you. So Release the lumbar a little bit from the floor, and you're going to have that space. I want you to practice rocking it back and forth. So press it in, meaning press into the feet so you can press the lower back into the mat, and then release it and lift. And press it in and release. Inhale and exhale. Press the lower back down. Press into the feet. When you press into the feet, you'll feel your glutes down here and hamstrings begin to activate. It's a good feeling. Inhale, release. And exhale, press it in. Now, you can also place your hands on your hip joint or your hip points, and just feel it rock back and forth. So pressing the tailbone down, lifting the lumbar, and press now the lumbar down, lifting the tailbone up. So we're going to go into that bridge, staying here with the tailbone up. Begin to push into the soles of the feet, raising the hips nice and slow. We're doing a slow movement here, beginning to squeeze into the hamstrings and the glutes. You don't have to go up super high if your body doesn't want to, and then slowly lower it. Nice and slow. Let's think about a 5 count. Release the lumbar, press the tailbone into the floor, and exhale, press it back into the mat, push into the feet, and slowly lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it all the way down for 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. So rocking into the tailbone. Now press the lumbar back down. Again, here we go. Lift up. 2, 3, 4. And bring it down nice and slow. So if you have that block, I want you to place it in between the thighs. So right between the thighs. Now you're going to want to squeeze that block, and you're going to feel the calves and the quads activate even more. So here we go. Press the lumbar down and lift for 1, 2. Squeeze into that block if you got one. 3, 4, 5. And bring it down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rock into the tailbone and rock it back. Let's do it 2 more times, pressing into that block if you got it. 3, 4, 5. Squeeze and bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rock into the tailbone, rock it back, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And take notice if you're going up a little bit higher this time, and bring it down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's release that block, place it off to the side, and then gently bring the knees into the chest for a nice big squeeze, rocking it side to side. Now let's place both feet back to the mat. We're going to create a number 4 with our legs. So I'm going to kind of turn this way so you'll be able to see that number 4 a little bit better. So we're going to take that left leg all the way up, extending. If that hurts a little bit, doesn't have to be a perfectly straight leg. It can have a micro bend. So press that heel up towards the ceiling. Nice active leg here if you can. And then on your exhale, you're going to bend that knee, that left knee, and cross it over the right leg. And then here you've got your little number 4 here happening. So my right hand's down on the mat. Take your left palm. My left foot is nice and flexed and active. And then you're going to press the knee away from you, opening up here through this left hip. Nice and open. Gently press that knee away. So you can stay here. It's option 1. Option 2. Taking that left arm, threading the needle, lifting the right leg. Now you're going to feel it on that outside of the hip even more. Taking the right hand, you're going to bind your fingers underneath the right leg, and then gently pull the right leg towards the chest. You can also take that left elbow, dig it into that left thigh, and push the knee away as you're pulling that right leg towards you, towards your heart. So that's where you're going to feel a really deep stretch. But listen to your body and just make sure it's ready for that. So again, option 1, option 2. You can also take another option and straighten the right leg, pulling that in towards you. So you got variations here. Find the one that makes your body the happiest. That's what we want, happy bodies. So let's holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow release. Dropping that right foot back down. All right, and then we're going to release that left leg back down. So other side, we're going to extend that right leg up. Again, doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You can do the micro bend if you need. Pressing the lumbar back into the floor. Inhale, lengthen that heel up towards the sky. As you exhale, you're going to begin to bend the right knee. Cross it over. Start to angle that knee out towards the side, and you can take your right palm and push that knee away. You should feel a nice opening right here. Feels good. So option 1, keep the lumbar down. Option 2, thread the needle. Right arm goes through, lifting the left leg. Notice both my feet are flexed and active, binding the hands behind the hamstring on the left side, and then start to pull that left leg or left thigh towards your heart. You can also take that right elbow and push the knee away. So you'll really feel it out here as well as pulling in on that left leg. So lots going on and holding. Remember, you can also straighten the left leg if the 90-degree angle bothers you. So holding and breathing here. You can also close your eyes. Deep breaths into the areas that might feel a little tender. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slow release. Let go. Uncross and drop the right foot. Nice. Bring both knees into the chest. A gentle squeeze. So inhale, lengthen both legs up, whether they're straight or a micro bend, totally up to you. Active feet, pressing the heels up towards the ceiling. And exhale. As you press the heels up, you'll notice your lumbar pushing into the mat even more. So here, we're going to take our right leg, cross it over like you're going to sit in a chair or something, and cross it over. You're going to bend the knees. So you're going to take your hands and reach for the outside edges of your feet. So I'm going over the tops of my feet. And then you're going to cross your legs here, pulling like we're going into cow pose, but we're on our backs. So you'll be pulling those heels towards your hips. So you'll notice the deep stretch right here on the outside, lower back. And hold for 10, 9. Think about the resistance, kicking your hands a little bit further in, kicking your feet into the hands a little bit stronger here. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slow release. Uncross, knees into the chest. And next inhale, raise the heels back up towards the ceiling, nice and strong. Inhale and exhale, press the heels up towards the ceiling, pressing lower back into the mat. Now crossing left leg over right this time, like you're going to sit in that chair. So bending the knees. Now I'm taking my hands on over the top of my feet and grabbing the outside edges. So you'll notice one side might feel a little bit more awkward. For me, this side feels a little more awkward than the other. So remembering the cow pose, you're pulling those heels towards the hips, relaxing the eyes, enjoying the deep breaths, bringing breath to the spaces that need it the most, that feel the most tender, being mindful of what's going on in your body right now. Now start to kick into those hands with the outer edges of your feet and pull, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow release, uncross. Just a little snug hug into the body here, into the knees, and then drop the feet down towards the mat. We're going to gently roll over to our right side here. So especially if you're having pain, be very aware and be very careful of getting back up from the mat. So we're going to take something what's called 90-90. So you want your right leg in front. Think about 90 degree here, flexed foot, and then 90 degree with the left leg going back. The arch is down on the mat. Walking the fingertips out just a little bit so here. And just holding here. Seeing if you can square the hips. Sitting up tall, but I am leaning forward a little bit. So you'll feel it right here on the front as well as right here. Feeling it all the way up into this glute. And breathing into that space. Keeping the breath nice and slow and steady. And hold. Lean a little bit more into it. If you'd like, you can walk the hands out a little bit further. So obviously the further forward you go, you're going to feel it more so in that right leg, right outer hip as well. So just take it where your body's going to allow it today. And let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently walk it in. We're going to switch it around to the other side. So swing that left leg around, right leg behind. Remember, 90 degree and 90 degree. So keeping the ankles in line with the knees and your shin parallel with the top of your mat. Walk the fingertips out and then begin to lean into it. Flexed feet, energized feet. Holding it here for a few breaths. If you are ready, if and when you are ready, you can kind of walk the hands out a little bit further. And walk them out. Lean the body forward. And let's hold. Relaxing the eyelids. Deep, strong breaths. And lean a little bit more if your body allows. And let's hold for 10. Here comes my buddy again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk it back. And lift. Now we're going to swing those legs around, taking it into a nice lunge. So you're going to bring that right foot forward, all the way forward. So you can stay here, what's called more of a low lunge. Or if it's in your practice, you can walk your hands up to your knees. It's a nice hip flexor opener here. Maybe walk the foot a little bit forward. Now, some people might have a tendency to overarch. I want you to tuck that pelvis. Think about nice quad stretch into the hip flexor here. Then you can lean forward. And just kind of hold here. It's a great stretch. Try not to flare the knee out. You want to keep it in line with the toes. Squeezing this glute, this left glute right here. Squeeze it nice and tight. Press the hips forward, keeping the back long. And again, we'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slow release. Bring the hands down to the mat. Swing that right leg around. Swing the left leg around. Low lunge on the other side. So again, you can stay here. Press the hips forward. Or you can walk the hands up to the knees, above the knee actually. I don't want you pressing into the knee. And now, take notice if your back is arching. I want you to tuck the pelvis forward, lock the core in, belly hugs towards the spine. Now, you may push the body a little bit forward, the hips forward, keeping that tall spine. Knee in line with the toes here. Squeezing that right glute now. And breathe. Taking your gaze just out in front of you. If you close your eyes, you may lose your balance, but up to you. Maybe that's a challenge. Keep that core nice and strong. And let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slow release. Bring the hands down to the mat. Back around. Now we're going to bring our pillows towards us, prepping for Savasana. So swing your hips or swing your legs around, bringing your hips to the mat. I want you to take your pillow underneath your knees. And then we're going to gently bring it back, using your hands to guide you all the way down to forearms. Get into your comfy spot. And then shoulders to the mat. So this is kind of why you want a little firmer pillow. It's going to feel good under those knees. Walk your feet out nice and wide. Turn the feet out. Now, roll your shoulders back and down, palms facing up. Start to relax the eyelids. And just settle in to the mat. Thanking your body for allowing you to go through those stretches, hopefully relieving some pain if there was any, or helping to prevent your pain. Being mindful of your body each and every day and what it does for you. Using this time to thank it and show gratitude and learning to be more present through every task, through every day that we take on. You can feel free to stay here in your Savasana, maybe meditate a little while longer, or join me in slowly rolling to one side or the other, left side or right side, doesn't matter, and bringing it up to seated. You're more than welcome to stay in Savasana. I'm going to sit up nice and tall. And one group breathe, or big breath together. Inhale, scoop it up, palms meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. The light within me recognizes the divine, beautiful light within each of you. I am so honored that you allowed me to guide you through a practice today, and I hope and pray that this sets you off on a beautiful day and relieves some pain and pressure that you might be having. I look forward to our lesson again soon. Have a blessed day, and namaste, my friend.